Yeah, tell me, what do you think of the album, man?
It, like, yes, immediately I was like, oh, that thing of like the 80s prog-ish sound, but then like there's a lot of different stuff in there as well. It's like that's what hits you up front, right? But then it's like, ooh, there's some jazzy shit in there, there's some rock shit in there, there's a lot of cool different stuff. But like obviously Ben, is it confusing to like deal with like Ben, or do you just go by like Benji? Or is
you can call me Benji? Yeah, no, we.
Right, but like, yeah,
no, I'll get it. I'll understand it.
Yeah,
and you'll just be like, you.
Right. Well, no. I mean, but
Ben.
like for you guys in the band,
we have worked it out.
Okay,
we have worked it out.
How is like?
It's called eye contact.
You bass. But yeah, I think Ben's singing in particular, the stylized way of that was definitely like, oh, this is a thing that they're doing.
Man, I love his diction. His just like the way he pronounces words, I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, say what you will about him. He is like the guy.
Yeah, sure. I understood everything.
Yeah. Like, I particularly love how he'll put Y's in words that don't have Y's. Like, here. Yeah. Or clockwork and gears.
There was, like, I'll see you on the other side of life. Is that what the line was? But like, one of them was like life, and I was like, wow. But yeah, there's just like, so I've been actually wanting to start a progressive rock band myself. But having the time to do so is also difficult, especially because it's like all the things that happen in that style of music, like everyone needs to agree upon like specific musical elements that are about to happen, because if we're all doing a run, we're doing a run together, and we're going to decide like when this time signature changes and that sort of thing. It takes a lot of dedication, as opposed to like writing, like I guess my like singer-songwriter stuff right now is more like traditional style, like pop songs or like pop punk songs or like grunge songs, rock songs, whatever. And so it's like you can see where the verse, chorus, bridge, chorus thing is happening. And so it's not all that confusing. Maybe there's like some songs where it's like, yeah, there's a 2/4 measure right here, or like stop at the end of this verse. But it's not as difficult as like, this is the run, and we're gonna go do. And it's like, we gotta like get a feel for that. It takes a lot of rehearsal, it takes a lot of practice. And so it takes a lot of dedication with a band to make that kind of music. And so that's one of the reasons why I haven't done so. But like, I keep seeing people in my community do this shit, and I'm like, man, I really want to start this prog rock band.
Well, you should try. Man. Yeah. Because you only got this one life.
Right. But like, I'm working on an album. Everyone's been like, I'm now like saying it into existence. And so it's like, I need to finish this album before the end of the year. Like I've just like put that on myself now. And so that's the main priority. But even that, it's like, I just got like another gig in the pipeline of podcast stuff. And so it's like, I got to keep up with work, got to make money, got to do all these things. So I was like, man, am I just going to have to like wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and just like do album stuff, and then like stay up late and do album stuff? Like, I guess. But anyways, yeah, I mean, like, how did you guys get all of that together? Because what I'm saying about like that style of music, it takes a lot of like dedication to like, this is what's going to happen.
A lot of that dedication you heard on the album was definitely put in years before we ever met. And in our own individual practice.
Yeah.
So the big thing with timelines was limitation. Limitations. Because we didn't want to sound like a jam band or like any other of those like predictable sounding progressive rock bands who are just kind of like doing an odd metered thing and then do another odd metered thing.
Right.
Which we totally did on Origin.
I mean, that's fine, but like, it's not.
Anyway, so I'll tell you about some of these limitations we put on ourselves. So, one, you couldn't write anything on your primary instrument. We broke that rule a couple times, though, just because it felt good. And then two, all the songs are the same form. And then the third one is the one I cannot remember.
Already that's a good thing to like. So yeah, the why not on your primary instrument things?
Because that would we wanted to write different sounding stuff or like writing stuff in really roundabout ways. So Ben, the singer, wrote the first track on bass guitar. And he primarily plays keys. And then the second song, our drummer pretty much wrote single-handedly on keyboard. And he even wrote like most of the lyrics to that song too. And like the harmonies was all him on keys, and the bass part, like the wow was that's his left hand. That was just his left hand. And then the third track, I started playing that riff as a joke in rehearsal. So we broke the limitation there. The fourth track was just kind of a spontaneous thing, and broke it there. I wrote Assemble on music notation software. It was a big phasing experiment. What I did was I took an A minor 7 arpeggio, and then I took another one, and I put one of the A minor 7 arpeggios, and this is also like 4 quarter notes for those music people out there who I'm talking to. So 2 A minor 7 arpeggios of quarter notes, and then I put one of them. I liked it the most when I put one of them on the and of 2 against the other one, and that's how I came up with that line. And then Infields was the last track was just that was a jam. But I also wrote that fast part. I wrote that when I was 18, just like on the off chance.
Yeah. It was interesting. So like having seen you at Mental Mondays, which those are things that happen every Monday and people should go to, or not every Monday, every month.
Shout out Jarvix
on the last Monday of the month. I think that's how that works. Yeah. Shout out Jarvix. But seeing you there, and then listening to the album, I was like, oh, that's what he was pulling from. That's some cool, but like, it's cool how you transitioned your way through it in the improvisation. But like, yeah, that's also an interesting thing of like what you were saying before of like whenever you improvise, you're just taking all the stuff that like you've tried before, but then you are adding different things or whatever the moment calls for and stuff like that. And so, yeah, it was cool to like first hear the improvised version of ideas from timelines and then hearing them like refined into like, you know, their truest form or whatever. It's really smart to like allow the breaking of the rule anyways, because if you go like, no, it has to go this way or will never, but it's like there's something really cool coming out of this thing, but it breaks the rule, and it's like, just break the rule, it's fine. The rule's not even real.
I mean, yeah, it's super intentionally broken.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite groups at the moment, I think we talked about it before, but like Clipping is one of my favorite groups, and they do set limitations on themselves. So after Mid City, their first like mixtape, I guess, David doesn't use the first person unless the character is speaking in first person. And so all of clipping is like mostly in second or third person. And so it's more like stuff happening to you rather than like I'm doing this. And it like really questions the like nature of what rap and hip hop is by like, this is not about ego or like inflating ourselves, but more so telling stories. And that's something that's just like, it's a limitation that exists there, but also they break it if like he's talking from the point of view of a character and it's like, yeah, I feel this way, but it's not like him. It's like the character that he is portraying. It makes sense to break that rule.
There were more limitations. I don't know why I can't remember it right now. Oh, and the next album, Shift's next album has, we just change it every album, but we gotta have them. We gotta have limitations, man.
Yeah. Or else it would just like be a jam thing.
We can't have that, dude. We can't just be a jam thing. Oh my God.
So I mean, I was in a jam thing called Power Cycle. And so there's actually like a whole Power Cycle album that like I need to put out. But like it's done because it happened like forever ago. But the albums are just like from sessions where we were just like doing shit, and then I just like cut out because like all I had to work with was just like the stereo file from just all three of us. And Power Cycle was just like kind of similar to you and Ben, is that the three members of Power Cycle were composition majors. And so, yeah, we were all interested in electronic music. And so it's like, yeah, let's just try some stuff.
Also, I don't hate jamming. I just don't want to do it. I feel like I hear that kind of sound too much, and I just don't want it to happen in Shift. Ironically, the limitations for the next album is like we can't have any limitations, so we're actually coming up with a lot of stuff by jamming, and we're just listening to these long recordings and then like time stamping where we think cool motifs are, and then we're gonna like Frankenstein songs together, and so that's that.
Right. And that's actually, how soon is that coming? It's
already in progress, but we haven't recorded anything, so it's who knows.
Yeah,
probably gonna get recorded in like the fall.
Sure.
Maybe around Halloween.
Cool. Spooky shit. Do you spend a lot of time jamming with not Shift?
I'm always trying to work on my own internal time. And I feel like I didn't really have rhythm until I learned to actually like bob my head constantly to music. And sometimes I even think like moving your body to different parts of music feels how you affects the time differently. Yeah. Like if I'm doing something like precise, I'll tap my foot, but a lot of time like I'll feel the beat on like the back of my neck, and I'll just jam with myself, and I'll just try to do that. I'll just be like, all right, I got to be feeling the beat somewhere. And I haven't experimented with this in too much of a great depth, but I'll let you guys know if there's a difference between foot time, head time, chest time, and like tongue clicking time.
Full body time.
But yeah, I think moving your body to music is very important. So
that's something I think just it helps to internalize rhythm. Yeah. It's very interesting to see like watching other people play and how like maybe some people are like doing the like downbeats, and then some people are doing the eighth notes, and usually the people doing the eighth notes are also the people that like have to do greater subdivisions with time.
Sometimes I've noticed I'll like do, sometimes it'll be like a weird halftime thing with me or something. I'll be like doing half notes on my head, like with my head, and then eighth notes with my left foot. It's only that. But man, that was a big thing for me to discover, was like body movement.
Yeah.
Dude, if you like, I'm sorry, classical orchestral people, I have to move my body if you want me to play in time.
Yeah. And that's actually, okay, yeah. This is a topic that you and I can really go down this rabbit hole, which is, SHIFT is a contemporary music, like rock style band. You and Ben are classically trained composers. I also did that as well. And so like being in the middle of like those worlds, I feel like jazz is the good bridge between those. But like, yeah, there is a stark difference between the like classical world and contemporary world, and how music is experienced and felt. In that, I don't know why the culture surrounding classical music discourages like external feeling.
Yeah. It used to not be that way.
Right.
Like way back.
Yeah, Baroque was like hella jazzy.
Dude, dancing. I've been actually learning Bach, like, and learning it like a jazz solo, just to like have the licks under my fingers and cool ideas. And it's incredible. And it's dancey and it's rhythmic, and like, you think it's just streams of eighth notes, but there's just like accents within the eighth notes and like harmonic rhythm, and it's super rhythmic because like it doesn't make sense unless the chord tones are on the strong beat.
Yeah.
Like that's where that chromaticism comes into. It's just put it all on the strong beat, so it just makes sense to the ear.
Yeah, but then I mean, but also just like Baroque was a lot of like figured bass, and so they would literally improvise the thing because it wouldn't be notated out. And it's like, yeah, these are the bass notes. Find it, have fun. and all of that music was being played like for people to dance to, and those musical styles were like, supposed to be like, it's a dance hall. It's what a jig is. It's a jig. Or a waltz or whatever. Like that's what those were for. But like the elitism, I think, plays a role in that.
That I could not stand that, man. That was definitely there at OCU. Where did you go for your
UCO?
UCO. Okay.
Yeah. So I got my master's in composition at UCO, but I got my bachelor's in production at ACM, which is still a part of UCO.
Yeah.
Cool. But UCO doesn't have a composition undergrad. But I also didn't know then that I wanted to do composition anyways. And so doing production was great. Although I did do 2 years of vocal music ed at UCO as well. So like I was always fluctuating between classical world and contemporary world.
I'm trying to get into production. So you can like read music and all that? Mm-hmm. Oh, cool, man. Cool.
That poster there, Machinations, was my graduate recital thing.
Sick. Nice.
Yeah, I mean I don't know what sort of requirements they had at OCU. I don't really kind of know what kind of requirements they had at UCO either, because I just went above and beyond anyways, because it was like, you have to have like a certain amount of pieces that are played at your recital. I did 11.
Nice. Yeah, OCU, Oklahoma State University, had a really good composition program. And so they had this organization called Project 21.
Yes.
And it was a student organization, but the professor there, Dr. Ed Knight, one of the greatest teachers I've ever had, shout out Ed Knight, he, like, just that program alone, he cultivated an environment that was just not available outside of that school. And I think that just makes him a great teacher. There are so many musicians, like even dudes like Zappa and stuff, who are just like, teach yourself music. And you can. And you should really take that into consideration. And there's a lot of times where, like, even though I went through this program, which is awesome and cool and all that, I kind of wish I had taught myself. But this dude, like, literally, environment not available outside of the school, and he cultivated that, and I think he alone is a great teacher for that, because how many times in your life are you gonna pretty much have access to a full orchestra as an undergrad? Like, that was, and you could get as many pieces as you wanted on each of these concerts too. Like the P21 concerts, they happen 4 times a year, and it was just a great environment to just make mistakes in. And that's really what it was. And it was just like, man, writing the piece wasn't a thing, it wasn't difficult, but like getting people together and, you know, you, the composer, facilitating the rehearsals, like, that was learning. That was experience.
And that's the thing. It's like I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I would have told a young composer, like, yeah, totally go to school for it. Now I'm not so sure. Because we have this thing called YouTube.
Dude, yes. Literally, yes.
And I mean, honestly, a lot of universities are teaching through YouTube anyways. So it's like, why are we paying for this shit, especially this amount, to be able to get the information that already exists out there? And obviously, like, part of the thing of the university is that there's, like, curators of content. There's a lot of garbage on YouTube that you have to wade through as well. But, like,
I learned a lot of good shit on YouTube, bro. Adam Neely, Rick Beato before he got really old, Jens Larson, man, I love those dudes.
Ben Levin is like, Ben Levin is my muse at the moment.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah. Because the way that I've always described it is that, like, Ben Levin summited Mount Guitar.
Oh shit.
But, like, he's not just doing, like, oh, here's just, 30-second notes at, like, 140 BPM or whatever. Like, he can, but he doesn't, because he wants to make music, and he just wants to make, like, stuff that's, like, catchy or stuff that's musically interesting or just expressive. And he's just, like, the most musically expressive person I've ever seen, and combines it with the animation and everything. And again, like, he went to Berkeley, but, like, all that stuff is not really something that even he learned at Berkeley. He learned how to play the instrument and how to, like, collaborate with people, but, like, the rest of it is about yourself doing it. And so, like, looking back at my master's in composition, like, it was really just write stuff because you have to. And then get people to play it because you have to. And it's good to have that environment, right? To like, have people around to play your things for free.
Oh, for free. Oh, dude.
But, like, after that, I mean, like, I had 42 musicians on my recital, and, like, wrangling that many, like, busy ass music majors is insane. And I did it, and it's, like, the biggest thing I've ever pulled off so far. But, like, I could do that outside of university. It might cost more money than it did. And it did cost me money, obviously, going to school for it. But, like, printing the posters and the notes or whatever does cost money. But in the end, it's like, make music, have people play it. That's what composers do. Do you think you're going to, like, now that you are freshly post school, do you think you're going to write pieces and have people play them?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, I'll be writing for Shift for sure. Mm-hmm. And I'll just be I mean, dude, music just falls out of me. Yeah. Like, I'm sure it does for you too, but like it really just falls out of me. Yeah. So it's like, I'm just going to write for other people just cause. Mm-hmm. I haven't written any classical type sheet music stuff in a while though. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll see. I'm really trying to learn more about production right now though.
Yeah. I mean, so I the last thing I did that like counts as composition that people can see. I scored a short animation for a CalArts student. Yeah. And I didn't use notation. I used MIDI. Like, and so like I had these skills, right? But like everything was just like through a DAW. Like it's not, and so, I mean, you can still do the thing and not have to like.
I can. I'm also very closely associated with this artist named Blint. Okay. Yeah, he's on SoundCloud and only SoundCloud, and it's just weird noise stuff. He writes interesting things. It's pretty weird. Oh, he'll just like take a sample of like a random noise and then he'll like repeat it a bunch and then make the repeats really tiny and then like put phaser on it and pulse stretch it. And it's just blend.
Yeah. I think that's honestly something like what I'm going to do on the next Mental Mondays thing.
Yeah, Blint is like getting a noise library thing together for me on my behalf.
When did you discover noise? It took me a while before I like got into like not pitch.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I guess whenever like getting into death grips.
It was pretty much like death grips, and then it just bungle, death grips, Zappa. Okay, you know what I think it was? So I was into Zappa early on, and there's a lot of musique concrète there that I didn't think much of at the time, like particularly in We're Only in It for the Money, that album. Like, also the way that album flows really got me into the idea of like listening to the whole album all the way through. Yeah, I will listen to it. So there's really interesting musique concrète in Zappa. And then Death Grips happened. And I was listening to all the weird noisy stuff in Bungle. And then eventually I was just like, dude.
Yeah, because I don't know, maybe just like throughout the course of my master's, I was like, all right, I think I got, like, I'm sure there's more to learn, obviously, about pitch, but like, I think I got it. Like,
yeah, dude,
I've got the idea.
The thing about pitch is like, there's only 12 of them, dude.
Yeah. That we use, that is like, you know, traditionally easy to do on the instruments that we have.
You got 12 of them.
Yeah. Man. And so, as complicated as of a system as it is, it's not. Yeah. Like, we can figure out patterns. Like, the brain is smart enough to like figure it out well enough. And like, honestly, most of the time we're only using 7 of them. And so like, you know, occasionally you might throw in some extra notes, but like, you know, as far as what people might consider palatable is still mostly 7.
Okay, I just remembered a thing. So when I was 18, I got unreasonably obsessed with Captain Beefheart and like Trout Mask Replica. You ever heard that album?
I've been meaning to, but it's just, yeah.
So that album is like noisy. A lot of people are like precursor to math rock type thing. Okay. And that album was the pinnacle of me and my unpredictable music desires. Like, after I listened to that album, it was, the doors had been shattered. They had been blown open. I was like, man, because I passionately love this objectively bad music, nothing is bad anymore. Nothing is invalid anymore. I actually like listen to everything now, including noise. And that was it. That was Trout Mask Replica when I was 18 was definitely like the tipping point.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what separates pitch from frequency. Yeah. And so, and actually speaking of which, like every time I talk, there's a ringing for my drums right now, and I don't know which one is doing it.
Your snare is definitely off, so
yeah.
Dude, drums have been so fascinating to me lately, dude. I revisited this album, and like just the snare sound got me really fucked up, dude. Like he's just hitting. Oh, I'm talking about King Crimson's Discipline right now. I'm wearing a shirt of this album, and yeah, the snare sounds got me really fucked up. Like Bill Bruford, I mean, he's just hitting rim shots. Like that's all he's really doing. Like, oh, it is so amazing. Drums have just really been inspiring to me lately. Yeah.
I only recently got this drum kit, and it's been just like I'm trying to figure out how I drums. I'm left-handed, so that's why the ride is on the left there.
Oh, interesting.
And I figured the best compromise, like instead of just doing like a fully backwards kit, like it would make it really difficult for people to like backline if I was like playing drums and have to like rearrange the entire fucking kit. Instead, I just decided to be open-handed. And so
that's probably going to take you way farther than you think it will, man. That's cool.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. Yeah. But like, yeah, the right is just on the left. That's it. Yeah. And so I still do fills to the right. Yeah. But I'm never crossing my hands over to play the hi-hat unless I'm doing, stuff on the hi-hat that requires both hands. But like, then I'm just both hands. Like my hands are never really crossing. The weird part about it is that since I'm leading with my left, fills to the right, if I start it on my left hand, like on the downbeat, then I have to cross under my right hand or over my right hand.
Kind of Ringo-y, yeah.
Yeah. And that's just, I'm still getting used to that.
That's cool though.
So I've actually been starting fills like on upbeats so that I can just be open on the way down. I don't know how much you've played drums, but like this is something that like once you're like physically doing it, it's like, oh, this is what it feels like.
No, I get it. I'm about as useful as a click track on drums, but I can play them.
Right. Yeah. And that's pretty much where I am too. But it's like, having I'm trying to find the instinct, right? Yeah. Of like, you hear a sound or you hear something rhythmic and like, what does this sound like on drums? Yeah. And especially since like, so I play a lot of rhythm guitar kind of because I have to, because I'm a singer primarily, I guess. And so the rhythm guitar tells you what the drums are going to do. Yeah. It tells you what the bass is going to do. Yeah. I'm a better bassist than I am guitarist. And like it's like hearing what the guitar is telling you and then recreating that on drums, or hearing what the keyboard is telling you and playing that on drums. That's like an instinct that I'm like looking for.
Yeah, dude. There are a lot of fills I definitely like, even in shift play, where I'm just trying to copy a drum lick. Like that is inspiring to me, man. Also, one day I was just hitting Matt's snare, and I was really amazed with like the sounds that were coming out of it, because like the initial impact note was an F natural, and then like the resonance it made immediately after that was like a B major triad sounding thing.
Yeah, I forgot that you perfect pitch. What is the pitch that it's ringing occasionally? Right, it's like a. I
mean, you're singing C sharp right now. I'd have to talk more loud. I heard A flat for like a sec. I heard A flat for like a second, like a tom or something. Yeah.
But no, the one that's been ringing is.
Oh yeah, that's C sharp, man. Yeah.
Gosh dang it.
Oh, dude, you're good, dude. You can. Rhythm is more important than pitch, honestly. So
no. But it's not so much about like the perfect pitch thing. It's more that I'm annoyed that like something is ringing in here. But yeah, what is it like living with perfect pitch? By the way.
Oh, well, it's interesting because I definitely like was aware of it before I knew what it was. I remember like being able to sing to stuff, and my mom would be like, "Oh, you're very good at singing in key." And then I would kind of be like confused when people would like sing something in a different key, and then they'd play it on an instrument that would have that, and that would be it. That would be what I would sing to them like almost exactly what was on the instrument. And also, and then there was that thing when I was little, like I would hear the pitch in my head that I would like predict in a song, and then if that was there too. Anyway, I've actually been learning to like I've been trying to turn it off lately.
Yeah.
And so
where pitch becomes frequency,
dude. Yeah, but I've been experimenting with like listening to music with my body. And I know that sounds like the most stoner shit ever, but I got that idea from Victor Wooten's book, The Music Lesson. And you can do it. And it's an interesting experience. So like, because I have perfect pitch, like chromatic chord changes are really significant to me.
Yeah.
And like just pitch and like outlines of stuff is really significant too. It's also really quick to learn things too.
Yeah.
And but like I have a bit harder time detecting shape sometimes. Like and you got all these instruments. So if I'm like it's like I'll just do like I'll sing like things like do 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 like going in whole steps. I wouldn't have known that like do 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 could be considered the same thing. Because they're both the same. They both have the same ascending shape. Like they're just getting sharper.
But you were just hearing individual pitches.
Yeah, I think about individual pitches a lot more. And this listening to music stuff with my body has been a really wild thing. Because like, you know, when you listen, it's Adam really could explain this better than I could. But it's like your ear does math really fast. And that's how you hear sounds. But I'm like, man, audiation, yeah. So it's like wild for me because I have to turn off audiation. And when the music is hitting me, I mean, the first thing I always notice is the snare or backbeat or whatever when I'm listening to music with my body. But it's wild because music goes from being like a
process.
A process. It goes from being a process. Like it goes from like music out the speaker being processed in my head. It goes from like that to like the music is running at me.
Yeah, it's in my body.
It's like, yeah, it's running at me, and like the notes go away. And I'm still at the very early stages of this where I can only do it for like a second. I've never done it for like a whole song before. It's such a weird thing to describe because it's really unique to me. But anyway, the notes themselves go away. And then like the curvature of the line is what I hear. And it's just like running at me.
Cool. Yeah, because then you're able to experience it as it is rather than as your brain is trying to interpret it as it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a whole thing.
Yeah. Something else I feel like there are opinions about is that you had mentioned gifted and talent, and I'm very bothered by those concepts.
I am too.
In that, like, not that talent isn't real, because it is, but I feel like as a culture, we have overvalued talent and undervalued skill.
Yeah.
And so for you have had, like, you started farther in the race. I always use this race metaphor.
I absolutely did.
Yeah.
Dude, I absolutely did. Holy shit.
But if you had never, like, all right, that's cool, I'm just going to keep listening to, like, the stuff that I think is fun or whatever, you wouldn't have, like, unlocked the potential that was there for your talent. And so it's like you learned music at an advanced rate because of that predisposition. Yeah. But anyone else that, like, may have had a harder time with that could get to where you are now with just work. Yeah. And I think that's even more impressive for someone to get to that point of, like, oh no, I didn't have perfect pitch. I didn't have this, like, I started, like, it blows my mind that, like, I've talked to some people that are like, oh, I started doing music like 2 years ago. And I'm like, what? And you're, like, doing this thing like this? And that's even more interesting to me because it's like you've had your whole life maybe, like, gathering stuff or whatever. And then you, like, really, like, did the work to, like, oh, I'm making up for lost time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some shit, man. I wish, dude, I feel like I have no discipline, man. And I really wish I did right now. Mm. And then school was also weird. Just that was so, like, school taught me that, like, people have expectations. Mm-hmm. People have expectations about music. I am the small minority who doesn't now. Mm-hmm. And it was really weird to go through school feeling like they were just treating me like I had expectations, and I already knew the level everybody was on. Mm-hmm. But, like, I just didn't. Man, perfect pitch is fun and cool, but dude, I really wish I had perfect focus or perfect muscle memory. Dude. Yeah. Dude. Yeah.
But, like, in a lot of ways, like, no one does. Yeah. And also, like, perfect pitch isn't, like,
you will
real.
Be fine without it.
Right,
you
like,
will be fine without it.
Yeah, perfect pitch isn't real, dude. In that, like,
perfect rhythm schooler.
Right. But, like, there's just alternate tuning systems. And so, like, your brain has been tuned to 440.
I'm tuned to the Western, I'm tuned to equal temperament 440. Yeah. That's it.
And I mean, and that's the thing. So, like, you mentioned Rick Beato earlier. I mean, his kids, or one of his kids.
Oh, it was even more of a trip. Like, I watched those perfect pitch Rick Beato videos, and I can do that stuff, but, like, that's not much use, man.
What's the musical purpose? Yeah.
Yeah, there's no musical purpose if he's just going, like, all right, guess the notes. That's not making music. But he said that you have to be, like, 4 or 5 for, like, perfect pitch to really develop. But I did not, like, you have to start playing the instrument, like, at that age. Mm-hmm. But I did not start until I was, like, 10 or 11. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, oh, that's just a thing you do when you're a musician. You just memorize the names of the notes. Mm-hmm. And I did that, and that's all I thought I was doing. Mm-hmm. But man, like, I still feel like I don't know how to practice either. Mm. Like, I feel like I just know how to repeat stuff.
Sure. And yeah, I mean, and that's what makes, like, that's why I use the foot race metaphor. Yeah. Is that, like, because I've known some people that would have a really good ear or have, like, a really good predisposition to music, but then it's like, all right, cool, like, now we need to be here in rehearsal, and you need to play the stuff that, like, we are doing this thing together. That's part of the musical process, us doing things together. And for a person that doesn't, then it's just like, all right, well, you're really good, but it's not gonna get you anywhere. Yeah. And so, tortoise and the hare.
Really though, man. Yeah. I had so many mental blocks practicing in school, and it was so hard for me to just pick up my instrument. Mm. Partially because I kind of, like, hated the double bass and all that. It's
a large instrument.
I didn't like the way it sounded anymore. It hurt me multiple times. Like, I had a rib pop out one time just from, like, playing it. Shit was painful. And just like all the work I had to put into it just to get the sound out of it, I'm done playing it, man. I switched to electric. That was my original intention, and I did that when I was in fifth grade. Yeah, I did that in fifth grade. So as far as I'm concerned, I won. Yeah, I won, man.
Still got the bow though.
Dude, I have it. I wanna sell it, pay off those loans, but dude, this is such a dry ass market. Nobody's gonna buy it. Like I tried to sell it to like some string shops and they were just like, nope, not many buyers. I'm just like, shit. Oh, okay. Practice. Man, there were so many mental blocks I felt like I was experienced. And I realized like what school was doing is it was giving me all these expectations and outcomes to be attached to. And that attachment just got in the way of me playing my instrument. And now that I'm out of school, oh my God, guess what? It's easy to practice again for some reason. Maybe I have like tons of ADHD. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone has their own way or
my
their
elementary
own approach.
School was definitely like, that kid needs pills. And my parents were like, no, he does not. Yeah. And now I have creativity.
Yeah. And I mean, that probably just goes back to like the whole education thing as well. And sort of like, it's not that like college or just school in general isn't good. Yeah. It's that it teaches a specific thing.
Yeah, it was so specific.
And so to, and this is how like IQ, for example, IQ isn't real. No. I mean, it's measurable, right? But like a high IQ has a context. Yeah. And so,
that was a fun thing to learn about in psychology, like Western IQ versus like different cultures' IQ. Yeah. Like IQ, like being smart is like a sociability thing sometimes. Like, man, that's fascinating. Yeah. This is how you bring people together too. Like you were saying earlier, man, you just got to ask questions, meet different people. Like, yeah, see for yourself.
Right. And so for schools to be as rigid as they are and be like, this is how we learn things. And it's like, yeah, there is a structure and that structure has worked in specific contexts. Yeah. But like, you can't force a river into submission. The like it will flow where it flows. And so, yeah, that's why even more so, I'm just like, school isn't for everyone. Don't bother with the debt. Like, just like, honestly, if you want to learn composition, I won't like be your teacher because like, I don't have time to like do that, but like
I'll be your teacher. Right, dude, I'll be your teacher. Yeah.
Pay Ben Skaloot.
I'm taking students, man.
Yeah. Pay him so that he can pay off his debts. But like, you know, I'll give you recommendations on like books to read and like just stuff to do or try or here's just like, oh, you want to write a piece for vibraphone. All right. Talk to someone who plays vibraphone and knows the instrument.
That was a part of the program.
Yeah. And it's like you have to write a piece for this thing, talk to that individual and they will tell you the things about like the instrument. And it's like, but it's the same thing. It's like talk to a double bass player and it's like, you had your grievances with the instrument itself, and every instrumentalist has their grievances with the instrument. And so it's like, you need to know those if you're going to compose for that. And that's not something necessarily that YouTube will tell you. It can, but it's like, just write some stuff, show it to a person that plays the thing, and they'll let you know. It's like, that's impossible. That is physically, I'm physically unable to do that. And it's like, cool. You learn really well. Like, oh, that's why that's not possible. People have 4 fingers to use on a fretboard. Not that I've made that mistake, but like I've seen like the Adam Neely videos of like how to not suck at music, where it's like, oh, someone got like Sibelius and just threw shit at it.
Dude, that was me and my first time I ever wrote for an orchestra. Like they and it was also for high schoolers too, because I was in youth symphony and there was a student composition contest. Yeah. I won it because I was the only dude who entered, but there you go. It was an eye-opening experience though, and had a ton of fun writing that piece. I still have that piece. But yeah, we never played it because it was too complex for the orchestra. But I got that scholarship money, so that worked out.
Lowering the debts.
Seriously though, I kind of feel lucky like to have that amount of debt. Like there are people who have it way worse, man, way worse. Yeah. Also, it's just a number, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, money's not real either. It sure is real whenever it's like asked of you though every month. So that, yeah.
I'm hyped. Let's fucking go, dude.
But like, yeah, would you suggest someone go to college now?
Man,
music school. Could be a little more specific with the context.
That's a toughie, because like I would definitely just be like projecting myself onto that situation the whole time. It would really depend on like that person's dream in music, because I got told to follow my heart so many times, and really like that environment was cultivating, and like I learned, man. I learned for sure. I was kind of one of those guys, like SHIFT was the dream for me. All I really wanted to do would be in SHIFT. And like, if there was a guy who was like, he just wanted to be in a band, I'd probably be like, no.
Then start a band.
Just don't go to music college. Yeah. Just don't do that, man.
Start a band, do the thing.
Start a band, do the thing. But also I met those dudes. I met Ben in college. Yeah. I wouldn't have met him without college.
Yeah, but I mean, like maybe SHIFT wouldn't have been SHIFT, but like you meet people anyways, right?
You meet people anyway, man. Yeah.
And I mean that's something else I would say. It's just like put it upon yourself to meet people. Yeah. Like find like-minded people, find a community so that you can do the thing maybe.
Yeah. Man. Right now, practically speaking, I'd probably say no. Like, don't go to music college. But man, ask me that again at the end of this year, once I've had a year off, or ask me that again when I'm like 50. See if it's the same answer. It might not be. Yeah. But you can teach yourself. You know, that's true. Never forget that.
I kind of feel like you did teach yourself. The way that you're like describing things to me is that like, you know, you going down the rabbit hole of like Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff. It's like that's a self-education that like if you're just doing like the stuff that they tell you in orchestra or whatever, like that's not.
It was. Enough. I also did have like some private teachers, man. Dude, the stuff you learn when you just pay like some pothead $40, dude. Why are they such good teachers, man? Like dude, some of my best teachers were just these dudes at music stores. Yeah. And they were just, man, the thing with them was like they didn't give you all these outcomes to be attached to and like expectations. And that was I think that was the thing that was so essential for my growth, man. And that's how I try to be with all my students. It's like just no outcomes, man. Yeah. Nothing. Just you playing your instrument, cool. Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
What are you trying to do? I'm your servant. I'm not your teacher, man. I'm not. Yeah. So college, it depends, man. If you want to write music for movies, you should probably go to college, man. If you want to be like a legit film score, dude. Yeah. College would probably help, dude.
Not that there aren't film composers that didn't go to school. So there definitely are, but it's a little bit harder to do so.
If you want to teach college, you should go to college.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only way in there, honestly. You got to have the piece of paper so that you can give other people pieces of paper.
If you want to teach high school, you should probably go to college.
Don't do that.
I know. I'm not going to teach high school, dude. I know.
Yeah. What was there was one other thing I was going to ask you. Oh, yeah. last thing, who is the best living bassist?
Oh my God, that's tough. So there's all these like expected responses. And there's all that, like, dude, I know everybody listening to this has like a bass player in their mind right now. Yeah. Well, let me tell you, there is a Brazilian dude out there who can do what they do, but better.
Yeah.
Man. And the best bassist and like my favorite bassist are like two different things, exactly. Man. So I think the best living bassist right now, and is this Brazilian dude. His name's Glacio Nascimento. Okay. And I'm saying like in technical ability, I think this guy is good enough to play literally anything. And but Glacio Nascimento, I think he's technically the best living bassist in the world right now.
How is his like musicality though?
Killing.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he plays a lot of jazz stuff, and like artistically, you can't. I that's why I said technically. Like I don't think artistically he's the best bassist right now. And I don't know if I could even like give you an answer for like artistically. I mean.
See, that's why like the bassist I have in mind is like Victor Wooten, because he like puts everything together, right? Yeah. He knows why the music and how the music.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a great answer, honestly. I think Glacio can technically do everything Vic does too. And also I've seen Glacio do stuff Vic doesn't do. Like Glacio will play really fast runs with all four of his fingers. And they're like precisely lined up with one. I've never seen Vic do that. I mean,
it takes a lot of practice
and
to
this
get
dude
the pinky
can
to
do the
anything.
double thumbing. Yeah, this dude can do all the double thumbing stuff Vic can do. But I think Glacio Nascimento is technically the best living bassist in the world right now.
Yeah. I think you had mentioned to me before, like your favorite bassist.
My favorite, man.
I guess it doesn't have to be living.
Favorite.
I remember you saying Jaco Pastorius.
Yeah, I've taken a lot from him. Yeah, he's really awesome. I don't think I can do a single favorite, but I can do like 5. I love Jaco. I love Evan Marion a lot. Evan Marion's is really cool. Like, he got me into the idea of just playing really smoothly. Also, his harmonic language. He uses hexatonic scales a lot. It's very different from most people. He's known for his solo work, and he was also the last bassist to ever play bass for Alan Holdsworth. Okay. And he does cool. He has cool sounds. Jaco, Evan, Thundercat. I love Thundercat. Yeah. Sometimes I get compared with the dude. Yeah, style. Style, man. He is sometimes my playing gets compared to Thundercat, and sometimes I think people are being nice. Man, who else is really important to me?
We talked about Flea.
He's not so much important to me like anymore, but like he was very pivotal for me, man.
I would say Flea is like another of like the top whatevers of living bassists.
Ironically, I did not like that latest Chili Peppers album, man. It was groundbreakingly vanilla, in my opinion. It was the most regular rock album of all time, dude.
But they didn't use any compression.
Dude, I see why though it was a different step for them. Like they just kind of used some pedals. That was it, dude. They barely sounded like themselves, honestly. They just use it like they use like a ring modulator like once or twice. Like that's neat.
That's a cool effect. It does things. It does really specific things.
I'm just like, use some pedals. There was one track out of the 17 that had slap on it, and it didn't even sound. They didn't sound like themselves. They didn't sound like themselves. I was like, man, all of those incredibly unique lives they've lived have just added up to that really
bland
album, man. Anyway, but Flea is really important to me, so we'll do Jocko, Flea, Glacio, Thundercat, Evan Marion.
Doesn't have to be Flea anymore.
Doesn't have to be Flea anymore. Actually, I would leave Flea off that list. Trevor Dunn from Bungle is much more important to me than Flea. Then we'll just throw in Tony Levin. He's important to me too. I've really like gone away from like licks lately. I've really been into holding it down.
Yeah.
As a bass player.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just like Tony Levin.
Yeah, that's the true soul of the bass, is to like lock in with the groove and be the groove.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Be the foundation.
Yeah.
You don't have to be doing crazy fancy stuff if you're just in it. And it's like playing the root on quarter notes. If it's locked in, dude, man,
that will keep you in work. Yeah. That will keep you in work. Let's add 5 more to that list. Because, man, all right, we're at Tony Levin. Charles Mingus is super important to me. Who else we got?
I listened to Let My Children Hear Music for the first time recently. And I was like, whoa.
Man, Charles Mingus taught me it's not about the chords in the chord progression. It's about the inflection of the chord progression. Like, oh God, there's so much bebop that just goes over my head, but I've never had Charles Mingus go over my head. Like, it's weird how I just kind of like get it. Yeah. What a tortured dude.
I don't know his story. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, it's wild. I love his music. I have so many Mingus vinyls, dude. Like, he is honestly one of my favorite jazz dudes, regardless of instrument. Like, he's awesome. Man, all right, Mingus. No, I like John Wetton, another King Crimson dude. Really good at playing counter melody stuff. My favorite Crimson album is actually Lark's Tongues and Aspic, and he's playing bass on that.
Are you as into Tool as other bassists are?
No, I have listened to like 3 Tool songs.
I will say that like Justin Chancer is a really, really good bassist. Yeah. And just like really unique. Tool is one of my favorite bands, but like not for the reason it's a lot of people's favorite bands.
Yeah. I never super got into Tool. Like Schism, the other one. I like Jambi. I like that song. I barely listen to any Tool, man.
Right, that's okay.
No. There's another Brazilian dude named Junior Braguinha. Okay. And I think he's very cool. I don't really know much of his projects, but I just follow him on Instagram. And that's fun.
Yeah, that's something else that like the modern era has allowed those like randos to like just kind of come out of the internet and be like, oh yeah, it turns out I'm the best in the world. Yeah. And it's just like, what? You just like did that on like a 30-second video on social media? Like, yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy time.
Another bass. Who's the last one? That's really important to me. Oh my God.
Say like Guy Berryman or something.
I've never heard of that dude.
He's the bassist for Coldplay.
Oh. Okay. Dude, I've listened to Clocks and Yellow. That's about it.
I actually really like Coldplay. But I haven't listened to like their past 4 albums or whatever. Yeah. But man, that early stuff is really good. Do you not go heavy?
I have like wanted to go heavy for a while lately, but like I haven't found many heavy bands, but like I do love heavy stuff. Like I love Filth by Swans. Like that album is awesome, and I think that early no wave Swans is like some of the heaviest stuff out there because he's just like be hard. Yeah, dude. Okay, I don't know any of the bassists from Swans though.
Right.
They're not like, I mean, that band's more important for their compositions to me than like their bass players.
Exactly. Swans is like the entities that they produce is the point, not so much the like intricate. But like, I mean, is the heaviest, most complicated thing that comes to mind is Meshuggah.
Yeah, I'm not super into Meshuggah.
Which, I mean, I've hardly listened to Meshuggah, but like, I know. Game recognized game, I guess.
Game, man. I'm gonna say Holger Zuke from Can is really important to me too. Okay. That whole band is honestly like pretty important because like the rhythm. I learned a lot how to groove from Can. They get the same sound just so consistently out of their instruments, and I tried to do that stuff on drums because he's just going like basic rock stuff. And I was just like, holy crap, this is hard because he has to hit the drums in the exact same spot, the exact same amount of force for like hours on end. Holy shit. Holger has to do the same thing. He's having to just play the exact same spots, the exact same amount of force, just forever and ever.
Yeah, so something that, because I've been learning drums, it takes a long time to like render audio, especially if I'm like throwing many instances of plugins over like an hour-long conversation. And so while I'm waiting for that, I'll just like, I've been trying this thing where I'll just like pick a beat, pick a tempo, have the metronome going in the headphones, and just like for the entire time that the audio is rendering, it's just like stay in time. And like, it's really boring, but man, do I like notice the little things. It's like, oh, that time was early. Oh, that was like, and yeah. Anyways,
those are 10 important bassists to me. Yeah.
Benji Skaloot, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you, Santiago.
Where can we find you and your things? Once again,
you can find me wherever you find streaming stuff. You can find my band Shift on Instagram at shift.band. You can find us on YouTube at shiftbandokc. You can find my stupid ass Instagram account at b.skaloot. It's spelled B period SKALOOT. I gotta check with Jarvik, see if I'm playing at that next Mental Monday. Anyway, but Shift shirts available for $15. You can Venmo us at shift-band. Please include your size and address. We can mail them to you.
There you go.
Yep. Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, anywhere.
Tidal. People listen on
Are
Tidal.
we on Tidal? I don't know if we're on Tidal. I gotta figure out if we're on Tidal.
Are you through like DistroKid?
Yeah, it was
CD
DistroKid,
Baby?
yeah. I'll ask Ben. That's a big question. Thank you for having me on your show so much. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, man.
Yeah. Once again, I'm Santiago Ramones.
And I'm Benji Skaloot.
Now what's going to play?
I'll play Origin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we did the last track on the last. Yeah. And then we're doing the first track. Okay, yeah.
Emptiness everywhere, only black without air. Years ago, so much time ago. Nothingness, 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 so much nothingness everywhere and nowhere. Energy, 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 so much energy building up to galaxies, gravity, moving free, expanding the universe, changing, unrehearsed, spinning without and in the Milky Way, and there, and there. The soul cloud of dust and gas keeps spinning without end. Rocks and metals forming fast together, they collect. The planet's heat will soon retake the surface, grace with air.
You can find everything that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. I make music and produce audio. The music you're hearing now is music I made. You can listen to official releases by Santiago Ramones on Spotify, Apple Music, and the other streaming places. Or you can support me directly by buying my music on Bandcamp. I'm working on Hypothetical, my first singer-songwriter album, so if you'd like to hear that at some point, there are lots of ways to support me on my website. There's a Discord server in which we discuss deep topics from the podcast, but it's also a community of beautiful human beings. All the links to all my things are on my website, santiagoramones.com. Please take a moment to rate and review the podcast. It would mean a lot to me to hear what you have to say, and it lets others know what to expect, better than I could ever explain. I want to help the world have deeper conversations, so thank you for listening to and supporting Bit Depth. I always end the podcast with my 3 things that shape my life philosophy. Those 3 things are: love never fails, it's going to be okay, I might be wrong.